Hey guys, and welcome to today's lesson. So today I'm going to give you an introduction to STEM Future Lab, right? So we're going to talk about several different things. First, I'll give a little introduction about myself, and then I'm going to go into some helpful information about the school, talk about the bell schedule, and then we're going to talk about the remind codes, right? So everything how you can connect on remind, and then we're going to get into the 7 units that we're going to learn about this year. So to start off, we're going to get into a little video. And this is a little video about myself. It's about 1.5 minutes long. Now there are a couple spelling mistakes in this video, and that's okay. I did spend 24 years in the Army as an engineer. Had 5 deployments, 4 combat deployments, and 1 to Haiti. I did get to do a lot of traveling while I was in the military. I've got 3 kids. I have a 26-year-old daughter, an 11-year-old daughter, and a 9-year-old son. I do love to work out. I try to work out at least 5 days a week. My kids will be testing for black belt in December. No, it's not all about wearing ties, guys. It's about you guys. That's my passion. And there it is. So here's some helpful information, right? I'm just going to talk about lunches. And then we'll talk about the tutoring times, right? So on Thursdays is going to be tutoring from 4:10 to 5. That link is in the welcome page in Schoology. So here's the bell schedule in case you haven't seen it. Okay? So you have both the 7th and the 8th grade, since there's both 7th and 8th graders watching this. Okay, here's my remind codes, okay? So 1st, 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 8th period, those are the remind codes for all the STEM classes. So whatever class you're in, go to remind. It's going to say, do you want to use a text code? And this is going to be that code, okay? And then once you join, then you'll be able to get updates or reminders that I send out. So this is what we're going to be doing this year. We're exploring 7 different units, right? Safety measurement, architecture, construction, information technology, and arts and audiovisual, engineering and manufacturing, transportation, and law. Okay, the first unit is going to be safety and architecture. So we're going to be talking about shop safety, right? And so there are going to be various safety tests, general safety tests, and then tool-specific safety tests that you need to pass, right? We're going to talk about hand tools, and then we're going to get into measurement during this first unit. We're also going to get into the architecture issue, right? So that's where we're going to be going into Google SketchUp, and you guys are going to be designing a small house, the frame of a small house, and we're going to be learning about all the different parts of framing. We're going to be learning about the lumber, right? So the different actual versus nominal sizes of lumber, and how that lumber is going to be attached when you're building this frame. The capstone project for this unit is going to be actually constructing a small house using balsa wood. And here's a picture from last year where they were actually building 4-foot by 4-foot frame pieces. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing this year just because of how COVID is, but we will be getting into electrical, we'll be talking about plumbing, and we'll be talking about those different areas. So Unit 4 is going to be coding, and this is probably going to be your favorite area, right? So we're going to be learning about coding, and we'll be coding several different games. One of them is going to be a snake game. You've probably seen that, where there's 2 snakes. One's chasing after the other, right? We're going to be coding a Pac-Man game, and then we're going to get into an original game of your own design, okay? We are going to be using code.org, and we'll also be using Snap and a little bit of Scratch for those of you that have not used Scratch before. Okay, so here's the code for Pac-Man. Part of this is Unit 4 is also going to be arts and visuals. So we're going to be doing Adobe Photoshop and Animate. Okay, so here is Adobe Animate. So we are going to be using Adobe Photoshop as well, and the capstone project for Adobe Photoshop is going to be making a marketing campaign, right? So we are going to have we'll have some introductory lessons where you guys are going to learn how to use Photoshop, and then the final project for Photoshop is going to be making a marketing campaign using what you learned. Next, we go into computer hardware programming, and that's where we're going to be learning about Arduinos. Okay, Arduinos are simply little microprocessors that you program on the computer, and then they can do simple tasks, right? And so here's the breadboard, and here's the little processors. And so what you do is you plug it in, you code it inside the program, and then you can tell these different little processors what to do, right? You can turn on lights, you can have it flip a switch, doing simple tasks. And this is what the coding is going to look like for that. Next, we're getting into Unit 5, which is going to be manufacturing, and that's where you're going to be making a scroll saw project, right? So you're going to be doing your name, your last name, with some type of graphic using a scroll saw. And then if we have time during this Unit 5, we're also going to do a lathe project, which is going to be a mini baseball bat. Okay? For those of you that are doing virtual learning, if you're still doing virtual learning at this time, there will be alternate projects that you're going to have to be able to do at home. Okay? Unit 5 also is engineering, right? And that's where we're going to get into the engineer design process. We're going to be talking about the engineering notebook and how to use it, prototyping, data collection, and then mechanical engineering in CAD, okay? One way that we're going to be doing this is we're going to be using a program called White Box Learning. And for those of you that were in my class last year that you have a little bit of experience, this year we're going to be doing two different projects. One is going to be this mousetrap car, and the other one is going to be design bridges. Unit 6 is automotive. We're going to be learning about the four-stroke engine system. We're actually going to be building a working wooden model, and then the district is giving us engines, and we're going to be able to actually learn how to break down an engine and then put it back together. And then Unit 7 is going to be law enforcement, and this is the last unit of the year. And so this is talking about collection of evidence and how to use the scientific method to draw conclusions. So we're going to be talking about how to collect evidence. We're going to be talking about fingerprinting. We're going to be talking about the scientific method and how law enforcement agencies and labs use the scientific method to draw conclusions. And that ends out the year. Okay, so at this point, what I want you to do is go back to your assignments. There is going to be a discussion question. I want you to answer that discussion question and then respond to 2 classmates. Okay, have a great day, guys, and I will see you soon.